Recording in progress.
Okay, we are live on Rockin' with Rahul and the two Amigos. Basil, you want to start it off?
Yep. Hello, everybody. I'm Basil, and hello, and welcome back to part 2 of Rockin' with Rahul and the two Amigos, featuring our special guests Jarrius and Jordy Robertson. In this episode, we will share Jarrius' father, Jordy Robertson's impactful and touching life story. We will talk about how he missed so much of his own senior year being there to support Jarrius, and how much he had to go through facing charges, and how God has been with him through it all.
Hey guys.
How you doing today, Jordy?
Hey, I'm feeling awesome, and you guys?
Feeling good as well. Feeling good. It's good to have you again.
Feeling great. It's good to have you.
It's good to know. Yeah. Well, basically, guys, I just want to share some information today. This has been a long, rough journey with us, and a lot of ups and downs, a lot of trials and tribulations that we have ran into. But throughout it all, it was just a life lesson learned. That it's hard to trust people. You never know the hidden motives behind it. You never know their cause, or you never know their intentions. But to start it off, I just want to say, dealing with the process that I went through that kind of landed me in some trouble. I was blessed because my situation could have been worse. But throughout it all, I just stayed focused. My problem was that I trusted people. And friends, people use so-called friends, they was always there to cover themselves, but it was always there, to get in from you, to always wanted something, I would say. And man, like I say, it's just been a long journey, and I'm glad to be free. And anybody who knew our story know that I was in federal prison. Yeah, and I learned a lot though. And it was a long 4.5 years. But throughout it all, Jarrius, he became a strong man, and our communication and relationship grew stronger. And man, that's all I can say is that God is good. Rahul?
Yeah. Okay, we have some questions for you.
Yeah, no problem.
Questions off.
Yeah. I'll start it off. How did you feel about your sentencing? Were you nervous?
Well, yeah, basically, William and you talked about it. Yeah, I was nervous. I was scared, but I trusted God because I figured everything was going to work out for the best. And we all make mistakes in life. Ain't nobody perfect. It's just that some people's mistakes are seen in the open, and some people's mistakes are hiding in the closet. But yeah, I was really nervous and really scared because I didn't know how long I was going to be away from my family. I didn't know that who was going to take care of my kids. It just was a lot of stress that weighed in.
when you were in prison, how was life the life in prison like?
Well, it was hard because you had to adapt from one living, which is a free living, to have to deal with the living of being in a setting with, with a lot of guys and different personalities and different attitudes. And it was rough. I must say it was rough because the weight of my family was on my shoulder. And, just being the fact that I get to apologize to everybody for the wrong that I did, and I beg and ask for forgiveness because everybody makes mistakes. And I tell everybody, whoever go through this, man, it's a hard battle, but you have to be strong.
Yeah. Were the people in prison were they nice to you? And what kind of activities were you doing in prison to
Well, basically, yeah,
keep you
you
positive?
had these guys that knew your story, know where you come from, they know what type of person you was, and it all depends on how you carry yourself, man. And just like I said, being a respectable man, you shouldn't run into no problem. But at the end of the day, you learn a lot because guess what? You're able to read, you're able to sit down, you're able to go to school, you're able to do things that you didn't have time to do in the free world. Because when you sit down and think about that, you have a lot of things that runs your mind that you would like to do, but you're unable to do. One thing you can do is put yourself in place to do those things.
William, do you want to continue with the next question?
Yeah. How long did you have to face? How long did you have to face prison for?
Well, my prison sentence was 96 months, which is 8 years. But after I finished school and everything, I was able to get a lot of programs and a lot of time took off my sentence from going to school and doing the programs. So I was able to do 4.5 years.
Oh. After you got out of prison, did you get put on probation?
Yes, I was placed on probation. Yes. Like I said, it's mistakes that we all make in life, man. And you never know what you're doing until you sit down and you realize that what you have done was wrong.
I agree.
Well, you should know, huh?
Yeah. How did you feel after you got out of prison?
Well, I only been home 30 days, and I actually feel great just to be home with my family. But at the end of the day, I still feel myself apologizing to the people that I've hurt it, and the people that was affected from my careless action. And I ask that, give a person a second chance in life. Everybody deserves a second chance.
I agree.
And
Everyone does deserve a second chance.
You're gonna have the people that's gonna
second
beat you
chance, they
down.
deserve.
Yes. You're right, Basil.
How were you feeling when you missed most of Jarrius' senior year?
Ooh, man, that was hard. But I had a blessing because I was able to watch. I was able to watch the graduation. So, but yeah, just not being there that really played an effect in me, and it weighed a toll on me since I was in there.
William, do you want to ask the next question?
Yeah. How long have you been a New Orleans Saints fan?
Well, let me me sit here and think.
And have you always lived in Louisiana?
Yeah, I always live in Louisiana, and well, I have the Raiders is always my team. Because coming up in my era, the Raiders was one of the powerful. You had Bo Jackson and Marcus Allen. If y'all know about that era, but I'm a diehard Saints fan. And just being from Louisiana, you have no choice but to love the Saints.
What are you doing to impact like teenagers and young kids' life? What are you doing?
Okay, my goal right now is what I'm working on, a mentorship program to reach out to kids that's headed in the wrong direction. Everybody need to be grabbed before they chose that wrong path in life like I did. And the mentorship group that I'm forming right now is to help keep kids from going to jail, to help fight and curb the incarceration rate, especially in Louisiana with the violence that's going on. So my mentorship program is going to be help to gear that the youth, the juveniles that tend to find themselves in juvenile homes, tend themselves in trouble, and throw their life away by several things. So like I said, I reach out to the community. I have phone calls every day. I sit down, I talk to kids every day, and I tell them, everybody want to know how my experience was in prison. And I tell them it's a place that you don't want to go. And it's mistakes that we all make. It's just that some people don't get caught for them. And it just might be your luck of the drawstring. So yeah, my mentorship program is around the age of 15 to 17 before they get tried as an adult. And once you get tried as an adult, it ain't no coming back because you got a felony record that's followed.
With everything going around in the world, like lots of like young kids doing shootings and all, like you hear stories about young kids going out in the streets and shooting other people and all.
Yeah.
Where you, Basil, Rahul, we have to develop a platform that can grasp for these kids' attention. We have to give them something to look forward to in life. We have to give them something to rely on in life, and that can lead them and take them to another level. And like having a sports pro, Eagle Nation, Youth Eagle Nation, anything that can take a kid that's heading down the wrong road and put them on the right track. You won. So I'm asking that y'all use your platform, to pick 7-8 kids and mentor those kids. Trouble kids that's come up in the trouble home or in the trouble area that you may think that's headed down the wrong road. And if you grab those kids and spend some time with those kids and show these kids that they're loved too, no matter the color of their skin, you just take them and tell them you love them and spend some time with them, and guess what? You done saved that kid life for the day. Because everybody needs to be loved.
Yeah, we agree with that.
Everyone needs to be loved.
That's a nice slogan too. Yep.
William, do you have any more questions?
Jordy.
All right. Go ahead.
So, do you want to inspire kids, like be a good influence on them?
Yes, and you know what? I want to be a great inspiration to all kids because, man, kids are my life and they are our future. Imagine if we take kids and kids want to be like me or want to be like that, want to be like William, want to be like Rahul. Kids want to be like y'all. You never know what kids are watching y'all. You never know kids are inspired by what you do. And I'm going to help to try to better myself and never make the mistake that I made before. So that kid won't see that mistake.
That's a good feeling. And I have another question. Jordy, have you ever thought about making your own foundation for young teenagers and young adults?
Well, yeah, I'm working on a platform, and a platform that I want to reach out to kids and inspire them to keep going, to never give up. And you may make one mistake in life. But you can be forgiven from the mistake you make. If you don't look back at that mistake and always press forward. When you look back at that mistake, then you beat yourself back. So my program, I just want to encourage kids to keep on doing the right thing. We all gonna hit roadblocks. We all gonna stumble. Well, I just ask that they keep pressing and moving forward.
Wow. That's all.
If anybody is making mistakes and they are looking for mentorship and they want to reach out to you, would you like to give out your contact?
Social media platforms. Anybody have any questions? You know what I'm saying? Just let me hear your story. Because I can help anybody with anything.
Where can they contact you if they want to reach out to you?
Facebook, Jordy Robertson. Instagram, Jordy.Robertson23. Twitter, It Takes Lives to Save Lives. I'm on every platform.
Well, after hearing about your story, we were inspired by it. That's sad about what happened to you, and we just have to move on and think positive and help the community around you. Thanks for helping the community and yours and Jarrius are changing people's life. Lots of people make mistakes, and we have to learn from it and move on.
And I appreciate it, man. If you take a minute and sit back and think of how many people that made mistakes in life, but guess what? They come back and they surround themselves with positive people, and they will never make that mistake. But if you come and surround yourself by negative people, you just beat yourself back down. And that's why I have positive energy to lead myself in the right way.
Your positive energy shines, man.
And I thank you, brother.
I have to say, Jordy, you have a great positive attitude.
Yeah. And like I said, a lot of guys don't use the tool that they have to help save and appreciate the young kids. I mean, why keep it hidden inside when you can help somebody else? And that's my goal, is to just continue to help people. I made a mistake. I paid my dues to society. And guess what? If I can help save somebody else from going down the road that I went, I'm going. Yep. And I mean, the judge sentenced me to 96 months. Hey, Jarrius on.
I know they always here.
What's up, Jarrius?
How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Good.
Doing good.
Good to
man.
see you again, Jarrius.
William, you want to sign it off?
Yes. Thank you very, very much for sharing both of your stories. It was very touching. That's it for now. Signing off. This is Rockin' with Rahul and the Two Amigos. And if anyone wants to know more about Jarrius and his dad, you can listen on YouTube channel or listen on Spotify and the recording of the show on monkaradio.com. And please subscribe to Rockin' with Rahul and the Two Amigos show on YouTube. Be sure to follow Monka Radio on Facebook and Instagram. That's it for now. Signing off. This is Rockin' with Rahul and the Two Amigos.
And also follow Jarrius on YouTube. And also follow Jordy also. Jarrius, can you tell them where to follow you on YouTube and Instagram?
Y'all can follow me on Instagram at Jarrius Robertson, YouTube at Jarrius Robertson, Facebook at Jarrius Robertson. And that's it.
Thank you guys for being a guest on our show. It was really great to hear your stories, and we need more people like you guys to help the community out there and to impact other kids and other people. So thank you for what you guys are doing.
No problem.
Have a good day.
And let's stay connected down the line, and
Good
maybe
night.
we'll link up in Louisiana, or we'll host you in Philadelphia sometime. We'd love to host you.
Hey, I would love for that too.
And catch us
Catch us in 2 weeks
in 2 weeks.
for another episode of Rockin' with Rahul and the Two Amigos. We will have another special guest. His name will be Aaron Edwards. And he will be talking about his trip to Iceland and about he wants to be a NASA and all. And he wants to talk about geography and sports. So stay tuned in 2 weeks for another episode of Rockin' with Rahul and the Two Amigos.
2 weeks from today with Aaron Edwards. Stay tuned. 9:45 p.m.
That's right.
Recording stopped.